Hey, good evening. I wanted to share with you a little Golden Book journal that I bound together with my cinch machine. So this is a little bit of a instruction tutorial, just a share to let you know how I did it. So I prepared my pages ahead of time. They're 8 inches by 6 inches, and that helps make the assembly go a lot faster. So I picked out some pretty papers, and I already had some notebook paper cut to size with holes in it. And we're going to use a heat gun to remove the binding, the golden tape from the side, because we want to maintain that golden tape as part of the journal. So that tool I'm using used to be a hair dryer that had a curling brush on the end of it. The curling brush broke, so I just saved the hair dryer, and now I use it as a tool in my craft room to heat things up, like you see here with the heat tool on this Golden Book adhesive. It just releases it real quick. This is in real time. It took less than a minute to get all of that adhesive off, released, and set that little golden tape free that defines the Golden Book experience. I have a little spatula tool that's a Cricut tool. It may be an off-brand Cricut tool, but it's a little flat spatula I slide underneath and I heat it up with the hair dryer, and the tape comes right off. It's pretty easy to get off and it stays pretty well intact with the heat. So after I get the golden tape off, I use whatever I can to get those staples out. Sometimes they're embedded pretty good. Now, this is a newer Golden Book, so it has not been subjected to the wear and tear that some of the older ones that I have been. So these staples were really in there. They were in there good. So I have a staple puller, like from an office supply store, and then I have some pliers. I still have that little flat spatula tool from my Cricut project stuff, and I'm just doing what I can to try and get the staples out. Now, I did speed this up because it's a little tedious watching somebody try and pull staples. So this is not real time. This is sped up, and I was having kind of a hard time getting that one little last one out, so I just took the pliers and yanked it out, and it finally got on out. And then we're going to look at how I reapply the golden tape to that edge. I put the whole tape that was on the entire spine of the book, I put it on the front cover of the book. That's going to be the journal. The inside and outside is going to be visible when I finish binding it with the cinch machine. Now, if you were doing a hand binding with a fabric spine, you wouldn't do it this way. It'd be a different process. From this point forward, it'd be a lot different. But I'm going to use the cinch machine. It's a wire binding project, so the edges will be visible. So I finished the edge of the front with the golden tape that I removed, and the back cover I use some washi tape. And washi tape is adhesive all by itself, but to keep it from coming off over time, I also apply additional adhesive to the washi tape on the back cover. And for this particular book, the theme being frozen and the light blue snow color idea, I had a really cute light blue and white polka dot washi tape. So that's what I'm going to use to cover up the edge of the back cover of the book. And you'll see that in just a second here coming up. I add some glue. The type of glue that I'm using is, it's called Neutral pH Adhesive. I got it on Amazon by Lineco, 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 I'm not sure. Anyway, it is a PVA adhesive that dries clear, remains flexible. It's neutral pH so that it won't yellow or discolor over time, and it is made specifically for rebinding books, the gluing of a book spine, and it holds pretty good. It's probably been the best glue that I've had for long term. You see me clean up some mess there. It's a little runny, so it kind of oozes out before it dries, but that gives you time to move your tape around or whatever it is you're gluing around before you decide that that's the final spot. Some of the glues are a little less forgiving on misplacing it, so I really like that neutral pH glue. Then coming on the next segment here, you're going to see where I cut the signatures of the book. Once you take the front and back cover off, you have two signatures where the story is, and I maintain the story in the journals that I make. And I'm going to cut it 6 inches wide using my paper guillotine. The pages are already 8 inches tall, so when you cut off that little staple section on the edge of it, it gives you a 6-inch wide page. So my pages that I'm adding are 6 by 8, and the story pages are cut down to 6 by 8, and it makes each page individual, so they're no longer bound to one another. Now this is my cinch machine. I'm so happy with it. I bought it used off of Marketplace, but I am really glad that I got it. It makes binding so much quicker. It makes the process of making a book, it looks a lot more professional, and it's a pretty useful little handy little machine. I've made probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 journals since I've gotten this. And again, this here is in real time. This isn't sped up or anything, so you can see for real how quickly it punches through the pages and makes you have some very uniform holes that are clean and fresh, and they look good. And the side of the cinch machine is where you use you hang your wire spine binding on there and assemble the pages, and that's going to be in the next segment. You'll see what I'm doing, what I'm talking about there. And then the back part, which is at the top of the screen here, is the part that actually mushes the spine together. So now you're going to see how I assemble the book itself. And I have my cut pages, I have the story pages, and you assemble it back to front. Now you'll notice I didn't put the covers on yet. The covers go last. So you put your pages in. I put a couple of story pages and then some pretty papers that are cut to size with the holes already punched, and then some notebook pages that are already cut to size with the holes already punched, more pretty pages, and this just kind of goes on and on. So I've cut to sort of the ending of it. In the next segment, you'll see where I assemble the last of it, and once I get the front of it done, I put the front cover, then the back cover. That all goes on top, and that's important that you use that order. So your book, front cover, then back cover, then you adjust the cinch, I don't know what part that is, I call it the smusher, but I'm sure that's not the technical word, to the size spine that you have. You depress the handle and it crushes down the wire spine that you've just put all your pages on. And then I go back through it and make sure that the parts are sort of equally spaced, and that was sped up. So I'm going to show again in just a second the finished book in a slowed down version so you can kind of see how it came together. But so here is the slowed down version. There's nothing showing up. Maybe it didn't record, but the book is finished at that point, so it's a done journal.